All right, and Michaela's singing means that it is time to be back in the lobby bar for the week of August the 22nd, 2022. Brian and Michaela here with you. And Michaela, last week we saw E.T. We had a bit of a chat about it, a bit of a cry about it, made some peanut butter cup martinis. They were really good, but then you got on an airplane. You left me all alone, and what did you do to rub it in? You sent me these videos of these amazing looking cocktails. That also made me sad. Not as sad as E.T., but still pretty sad. So I hope, for my sake, and for all of the listeners' sakes, that you brought some of these cocktails back with you because I'm dying to have one.
I did bring them back. I did. And we're going to talk about them right here, right now at the lobby
Mm,
bar.
excellent, excellent.
So the first one is called a Black Orchid. And it's really beautiful because it has this really pretty like ball of ice that's got an edible orchid inside it.
Mm,
And so you take your wet ingredients, you're going to mix it up, and then you're going to put it in something that you can pour over into your martini glass over this
mhm,
ice ball. And it's really beautiful. It's 1.5 ounces of Grey Goose l'orange. It's an ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce of like a creme de violet, and some
mhm.
simple syrup, just depending on your sweetness. I did about 3/4 of an ounce. And then you're going to shake that so it's super, super cold. And then, of course, pour it beautifully over your ice ball with your edible orchid in it. And it's going to be amazing.
That is going to be amazing. Yeah, it looks really cool. I didn't know much about the cocktail other than you sent me a video of it. And yeah, that ice ball with the orchid in it is beautiful. I feel like, you and I both have ice ball molds. Why don't we put more fun stuff in there? We should totally do that. Water, boring. Violet orchids, that's better. That's better, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely prettier. And it adds some ambiance, some mystery in the
Mm.
cocktail, which you need on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right. You definitely do need that on a Tuesday. And this sounds really good. It sounds really clean. It has a lot of the things in it that we like. That I bet that creme de violet and the bounce off of each other really good, I bet. So pretty excited about this one, Michaela. So I'm glad that you found it and you found a good place to have some good cocktails while you were traveling, and that you felt it necessary to send me videos of them while I was not having any delicious fun cocktails back here at home. So thanks for that. But what were we getting up to this week while you were out trying all these fancy things? Some people we're going out to see movies, and some of these movies we didn't even know were coming out. Never heard of them, never saw them on the release schedule, but apparently some people did, because taking the weekend was Dragon Ball Superhero with $20,100,000. It took the top spot. Dragon Ball, it's like a anime thing, Michaela. Do you know of the Dragon Ball Z universe?
So I do know the Dragon Ball Z universe from like
Mm,
1996. I
yeah.
had no idea that they were making a new movie or that there was still additions to the universe.
Yes.
So I'm very excited for folks that are fans. Apparently,
Mm,
there were a lot of them because
yeah.
it seemed to do very well. Um, I wish I'd have known. We could have talked about it and I could have brushed up my skills a little bit. But this week was it came out of it was the dark horse of of movies, right? We had no idea it was coming and then it was everywhere.
That's right. We were too busy watching 40-year-old ET to know anything about Dragon Ball Super. But yeah, that definitely it took the weekend, and I guess that world is still alive and well, and a lot of people are into it. So, like I said, that came in first, and then the new film Beast came in second with just over $11.5 million. That's the Idris Elba film, and then that's followed by Bullet Train. Top Gun Maverick is still hanging out in the top five in the DC League of Super Pets to round that out. What does that do for our yearly box office standings? It doesn't change anything in the order of uh of the top box office for the year, but Top Gun Maverick did take over sixth place from Avengers Infinity War.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So kudos there. We thought that it might do that this past weekend. It did. So into sixth place all time. It is up to like close to $2 billion worldwide, which is pretty insane to think about. I haven't had, any big release like that for a long time, way back since the Avengers and Star Wars in 2019. So that was kind of the last big hurrah. So we're getting back into some box office dollars, and we'll have some box office dollars spread around this week because we have four new releases, Michaela. I don't think since in the time that we've been doing the podcast, I don't think there have been four wide releases out in a week. Do you remember?
I do not. I do not. Two has been the norm. And that was if that, right? So this is really exciting. We have The Invitation,
Hmm.
That's a
Hmm.
new, it's a thriller. It's a vampire thriller. It looks very hot. It looks, if you, I'm going to say her name completely wrong. Hold on. It's
Natalie Emanuel.
Natalie. Thank you. Natalie Emanuel is amazing. She is not Meghan Markle. Do not make that mistake. Okay. But
Mm.
she's amazing. She was in Game of Thrones. She's been in a couple of other things. Cannot wait to see her in this because the while it's probably not a very surprising story, it's probably going to be a really fun ride, especially if you're into the whole vampire lover thing. It's probably
Hmm.
going to be great. I'm
Yeah,
excited about that one.
yeah, we saw the preview for that one last week when we were going to see ET, and it looked pretty good. I mean, it didn't look great, but yeah, it looked like it's probably going to be pretty fun and kind of spooky and stuff here as we're finally, hopefully, kicking off the last days of summer and getting into fall. We've got Breaking coming out this week, which I didn't really know too much about, but it stars John Boyega is the main actor here. Really love him, and then it also stars Michael K. Williams. So I'm assuming that this is probably one of the very last projects that he would have worked on before his untimely passing last year. So this one looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm really high on John Boyega. It's kind of a Marine, kind of PTSD, kind of struggling to get back into real life. I imagine that that's going to be pretty good, and probably going to have to see it because I love Michael K. Williams. Rest in
Yeah.
peace. So that one's coming out, and then another one with Idris Elba, 3,000 Years of Longing. Michaela, do you know anything about 3,000 Years of Longing or just longing in general? 3,000 years,
Well,
I
it
don't know.
definitely sounds like my kind of film. It sounds beautiful and sad, which totally, and Idris Elba, Tilda Swinton. I mean, it's going to be amazing because everything they touch is pretty awesome. So
How could
I'm
it not
excited
be?
about it. Exactly. Yeah. It's, I've heard it kind of coined as like a Aladdin kind of for adults. So it's kind of a different take on
Hmm.
like a genie wish thing. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Who does? I mean, Idris Elba, Tilda Swinton, giving me on somebody's. I don't know which one of them is the genie, but one of them can grant me some wishes. I'm excited. I'm excited
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, that one looks pretty good. Probably gonna have to check that one out and see what's up with that one. And then we have one more this week. It is Samaritan. It is about a kid who finds a superhero who had been kind of in hiding. Everyone thought that he had died. It's kind of like the opposite of the Birdman, where he's trying to like hang on to relevance. This superhero decided to go into retirement and hang up his superhero stuff. But this one stars Sylvester Stallone, and I really like Sylvester Stallone. And this seems kind of like an interesting premise for like a superhero who has, like I said, turned in his cape or whatever, and is really trying to resist doing that. And we've had a lot of kind of these good, like anti-hero, more like realistic like takes on what superheroes might be like in the real world. Between like The Boys and
Mhm.
stuff like that recently. So Samaritan, I think sounds pretty good. Probably won't make it out to the movie theater to see it, but definitely one I'm interested in checking out at some point.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone was really got this interesting movie career, right? A lot of people kind of give him this. I mean, even though he did things like the original Rocky, which was amazing. I mean, it won Best Picture.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of like flack for being this action hero only kind of person, but as his career has kind of expanded, he's really dipped his fingers into projects that I'm excited about, and are
Hmm.
a lot more relevant than say what normal, what everyone thinks about. So I'm excited to see what this one is about because this is another one I actually didn't know about it until it showed up on the box office review. So
Yeah, exactly. So I want to check that one out, and want to check out a couple of these, but we're gonna have to find time between making up our new pour over cocktails that you've introduced us to and getting out to the movie theater to see all of those. So let us know, what we should be putting in our ice ball molds to freeze up and have our own pour over. If you make one, make sure you send us in pictures and let us know if you're planning to go see one of these new releases this week, or if Michaela and I are way off base here on this whole Dragon Ball thing. If this is something we should have been into for the last 30 years of our lives and we've been missing the boat. So let us know all that. But for now, Michaela, grab that ice ball mold because our movie's about to start.